There's real bad blood here.
Canelo versus Triple G. September 17th, live on DAZN pay-per-view. Visit DAZN.com.
This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. Delighted to be joined here with my good friend Michael Mckinson, who's just got back from Las Vegas. He's been touring the States with his missus, and he messaged me. I messaged him. I said, look, can you do an interview? He said, yeah, sure, Charlie, I got you. And I was like, you know what? On the way back from Heathrow, you're willing to do an interview. Big respect. Mikey, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. I've been through my door about 30 minutes ago. It was a long flight, obviously, but always got time for you.
Already doing things for Boxing Social, eh?
Congratulations for linking up with Boxing Social as well, mate.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Right, let's go into what's just been the weirdest 24 hours in boxing. Certainly, like up there with like how strange LA was when it was me, you, Oscar, with what was going on with your fight. But obviously last night we found out the very sad news that the Queen had passed away. Obviously a lot of uncertainty. Towards the end of the press conference, I saw Ben and Adam and, looking concerned, and understandably so. I want to touch on with you, pardon me, this morning's events. And obviously we had the weigh-in scheduled for 1 p.m. Then it was pushed to 3. Then it was called back to 1. And then at 12:45, they pushed it back to 3. And then at 1:30, 2 o'clock, they cancelled the fight. Now, obviously, with boxing, not quite as simple as other sports. Boxers aren't paid a salary. You would have experienced the frustration out in LA. You were out there, you won't know whether you were going to fight. This is people's livelihoods. And it's not like all sport is cancelled, because we've got the cricket going on this weekend. We've got rugby going on this weekend. Just your reaction on the postponement of this fight, obviously now to the 15th of October. Yeah.
From a boxer's point of view, could you imagine these boxers, it's on their weigh-in day. They would have been making a cut, having a weight cut, not knowing if they're actually going to be weighing in, but got to do the cut. I know how I would feel. I would feel gutted, Like I do feel sorry for them. Like, obviously, as a boxing fan, and everybody's looking forward to this show, this event. It's a huge, exciting show. Me as one, I'm really looking forward to it. But could you imagine what the boxers are going through? They're not going to get paid. They're not going to get paid for another couple of weeks now. They've had to do a training camp and a weight cut for it to be postponed. So all of their preparations are all over the place now. So I can't help but feel sorry for the boxers. Obviously it's sad events. Queen Elizabeth dying, and she's had an amazing reign, 70-year reign, and all stuff like that. But she's a big fan of sports anyway. She would have wanted it to carry on and stuff like that. So it's just gutting for the public, for more so for the boxers. I know how I would feel, like doing a weight cut for them and making weight, and all the last 10 weeks have gone perfect for the day before the fight to be postponed. I wouldn't be in a good mood, and I can imagine how some of them boxers would feel right now.
Well, let's sort of go into, I suppose, the technical side of it, because we found out this morning that the government would be allowing governing bodies of each sport to make their own decisions. So we see very, very early on that the Premier League say no games this weekend, EFL followed suit, National League followed suit. Then we had cricket and rugby come out saying that, they're going to stay on. Boxing, one of the last sports to make a decision, and probably the sport where if a decision was needed, it needed to be quicker. Because these guys, you can't be 15 minutes from making weight and then being told, oh no, you got to wait another 2 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just do you believe that there was the way that things have been dealt with today, in like obviously how the fighters were feeling? Do you think that there was if it was going to be cancelled, let them know early?
Yeah, they had, what was it, 24 hours altogether, was it? So like, it was stressful for the people deciding. It's got to have been, but you should have just made a call straight away. Look, the last 24 hours before a weigh-in's probably the most nerve-wracking anyway for a boxer. So, like, they should have just made a call straight away as soon as everyone else, instead of delaying it, because that 24 hours is a long time.
Yeah.
You know, I feel sorry for the boxers more than anything, and more so like the boxers lower on in the card, like lower down the card. They need to get paid. Like the ones that are higher up, they've obviously got like a bit of money and stuff. Might not have loads, but if they don't fight, they don't get paid. Now they got to wait an extra couple of weeks.
Well, it's like Gavin Gwynn said to me earlier, like he's obviously meant to be defending his British title next week, and now he doesn't know whether that's going on. And he said to me, like he was like, Charlie, I'm worried. I don't even know. Like I'm struggling as it is paying my bills if this fight doesn't go ahead. And if that's a British title holder, then like you say, these like smaller boxers on the card, it ain't fair on them.
No, it's not. It's not. You know, should be celebrating a life, like celebrating a 70-year reign and stuff like that, as opposed to mourning it. And you know, like how good would it be if they still held the show, sang the national anthem and everything, and really paid their respects and a tribute to the Queen this weekend. But I guess not. You know, I think everybody's going to be frustrated. Everybody's going to be gutted, from the boxers to everyone involved to the fans. Like, I was well excited for this weekend. I still am, because it's still going to happen. But you know, it's gutting.
Yeah. Let's move on to yourself before we wrap it up. I'm doing Zoom after Zoom after Zoom after Zoom.
Oh, busy boy.
I am. Look, last time out against Virgil Ortiz on the rescheduled date wasn't to be for you, but showed tremendous heart. I know you've picked up a lot of US fans, US audience and everything. What can we expect from the problem next?
You know, I've had a little bit of R&R, a bit of rest and recovery. I had to heal my bones. I came out of the fight a little bit bruised up and a little bit injured, but I feel good now. In the ideal world, I'd love to be out in December again. You know, back to winning ways and stuff like that. I feel like I came home from Texas in a much better position and much more respected than I went to Texas in. So I'm happy. At the time, it was a bitter pill to swallow, taking my own that, but I've received nothing but positive and good comments from it. Like I put a tweet out fight week, like the 2 times I fought in America, the Americans respect me so much more than back in the UK.
I've seen mad respect from the US fans.
Like both times, like they've shown me more love, more respect than I have got back here. But I think with the performance and how it carried out and stuff, I feel like I'll get a lot more respect and a lot more praise back here now, because I deserve it. Nobody else has done what I've like gone to do. You know, like I dared to be great against one of the most feared 147 fighters on the planet. And you know, I went in and I gave it my all, came up short. Damaged my hip bone a little bit. Like I couldn't walk for a couple of days. It hurt, but you know, the experience I've received from both trips in America, the setup out there and stuff like that, it's only going to benefit me going forward. I'm not an old guy. I'm 28. I've got loads to achieve and loads to show everybody in this sport. So I can't wait to see what's next.
Well, Mikey, very well said. We look forward to seeing you out next time. And look, I'll be doing more and more gym visits, so hopefully come down to visit you soon, brother.
Come to the Mighty Pumpy.
Thank you for Boxing Social.